It's a good time to welcome you in to another episode of the wonderful, super informational, easily accessible, and just a good time podcast takes out a line with your host, Sam Murray, joined alongside by the one and only Wookie Taden himself, Twitch
Yeah,
God, Colin Couillard.
yeah, and Kick. What's up, Mary? How we doing? Great to be back.
Great to be back. Good you. All the pleasantries involved whatsoever. We have a wonderful jam-packed episode for you because we've been off for a couple months at this point because being 28 is kind of hard. A lot of stuff going on. No commit. Well, too many commitments. Too many
commitments.
promises. All that stuff. But we're back. Got a good episode for you. Going to talk Patriots. Their quarter season report card. A lot of Fs, if you ask me. Then we're going to get into around the NFL some surprising stories from the NFL. What has been a surprise? What has gone according to plan? That kind of stuff. And then we're going to get into the Bruins and the NHL, but specifically what the hell's going on with Jeremy Swayman.
The fuck, man.
A lot of stuff this week about him. So we're going to get into that and just general Bees outlook. The season starts very soon. To do that, Red Sox, meanwhile, their season is over. They stink once again. They stunk down the stretch once again. Going to reflect on that and get an outlook for the future. And then we'll give you some quick thoughts on the MLB playoffs. Just kind of rapid fire. A lot of stuff going on. A lot of exciting games, big finishes. Then we're going to get into some other items, which are to be determined. You just have to listen to figure it out. But first, drum roll, please, with the Patriots. All right, they are 1-3 on the season, and they suck. Which who could have predicted that happening?
Me.
I was going to say, Colin, just quickly right off the bat. Did you expect the season to kind of go the way it has so far? I mean, I think we were a little surprised that they won the Bengals game, but everything else has kind of just been according to plan, at least for me, at least.
Yeah, same. And if you remember from episode 1, I said take the Pats money line week 1 because the Bengals are bad historically. Mm-hmm. Coming out of the gates, Joe Burrow is coming off his injury. Not gonna lie, pat myself on the back. I fucking nailed that. I nailed that. But also, yes, this is exactly what I expected them to be. I actually thought, I think they're way worse than what I expected them to be. And then you look at their injury report that they came out with today. Literally everyone's questionable, man. Literally everyone is injured. And, Caden Wallace and IR, David Andrews, his career is probably over, which sucks. He's my boy, center, one of the best centers ever.
Yep.
It's bad. It's bad. They might not score more than 10 points the rest of the season in a single game.
Yeah.
It's bad.
I was going to say, if you look at their point totals, week 1 was 16, week 2 was 20, and that was against Seattle, who is no joke. They're a good team. But then the Jets, they only scored 3 points. And then last week against the 49ers, those were 13 pity points. Those weren't real points. Those were pity points at that point. It just – I thought that the offense was going to be bad. I didn't think it was going to be this bad. I thought they could at least move the ball in some sense. After the Cincinnati game and the Seattle game too, against the Jets and 49ers, they couldn't buy a yard, let alone gain one.
Dude, that's the thing when you don't have an offensive line. You can't move the ball. You got to start from the middle out. You got to start from the inside out. You got to bring your – what's going on in the audio there? Or do you have, my Twitch on right now? Because I can, hear myself.
Nope, I don't have your Twitch on.
Oh, damn it. Okay. Why can I hear myself? That's weird. Anyway, you got to start from the inside out. You got to build the line. It's the same thing on the defense, too. You got to build the defensive line, the linebackers, and then go to the secondary. I know we have our secondary is nice. Christian Gonzalez is one of the best corners in the league right now, low key. He's what is it? It's his second year coming off of an ACL.
Yeah, I think he's played 8 total games.
And
so far.
he's already established himself as one of the best corners in the league, which is insane. So that's sick. But like, that's not how you build a team. You don't go from the outside in. You build from the inside out. And so this is a problem. And I don't want to play Drake May. I don't think Drake May should play until maybe week 1, 2025. I mean, maybe week 12, but like, this is bad. They're bad. They're so bad. But they might win on Sunday.
Yeah, which is surprising to me because you have suckbag offense from the start. Then you have a suckbag offense created by a quarterback going down with another concussion. I mean, not to get too into Miami and the weeds there, but just how did they not better prepare for losing Tua? Like, he's injury prone, specifically head injury prone, and like you didn't have anything better than whatever Skylar Thompson is or something called Snoop Huntley. I know who Tyrell Huntley is, but he goes.
Isn't it Tyler Huntley?
Yeah, exactly.
It's the same guy from the Ravens, right?
Yeah, it is, but he goes by Snoop now.
Seriously?
Yeah, seriously.
Oh my God, I did not know that. That. But like, I think Tyler Huntley. When did the Dolphins sign him?
They signed him to the practice squad like a couple weeks ago.
Okay, so yeah, last week he was just getting his fucking water warm. He was just getting his little feet wet. I think he might be he might be a good fit because he kind of like let the Ravens, like, remember when Lamar was hurt and then he came in for the Ravens and like held his own. Like, he wasn't like anything special, but like he was able to at least kind of drive the ball and they were always in games.
He was a Pro Bowler.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. And so, exactly. And so, if they got Achane moving the ball, like, I think their offensive line is a little shaky too. Actually, it all comes back to the offensive line, bro.
Always does.
And so, Hartford texted me. He goes, "I think I'm putting my entire life savings on the Patriots Dolphins under," and I was like, I might take the over. just to sweat it out and be like, yo, they're gonna go over. What is it, like 30?
It's 36 last time I checked.
That's higher than I thought it would be. I thought it'd be like 33. Also,
yeah, but this has the definition of a trap game. I think that, like, this just seems like there's like a dam of suck and one rock needs to go through there to break open the dam. And I feel as though something's going to break through it because there's just, like, I mean, granted, but the Patriots last season, we saw, like, what, like, a couple games that went, like, 6-0, like 10-6, like, all that stuff. Like, we saw a couple of those games, but I just don't think that's the case this year. Like, we can't be in store for that again. I wouldn't think, at least. Right?
I mean, yeah. Yeah, really yeah, we could. I could see it being like 10-7 or 10. It's actually probably going to be 10-6. One team, is not going to score a touchdown. It's going to be bad.
Well, you know what they say. This is the kind of game where you're with the future missus or the missus, and she's just like, we need to do fall activities, and you're like, let's go Sunday at 1:00. There's not going to be anything good on TV at that point.
You're like, oh, you want to go apple picking? Yeah, you know what?
Yeah.
Fine.
Exactly.
Let's do it this weekend because next weekend is actually going to be crazy. If you want to get into college football, it's going to go fucking hard. But I want to say one more thing about the Pats before we move on.
Before we go to the report card, we got a report card to dish out.
Yeah. I think that they're like. Did you hear Evan Lazar's report? Shout out Evan Lazar. I forget what network he's in. I think he's CBS, but he's a beat writer. What?
He works for Patriots.com.
Patriots.com, yeah. So he came out with a report that said there's like a mutiny in the locker room.
I saw that.
Because they want Drake May to start. And
then he had to walk back his comments.
And then I heard Tavai on EEI this morning, and they were like, "Oh, what's going on there?" He was like, "I'm just worried about the defense," because he's a linebacker, and I was like, "Oh shit!" So something's going on. So they're like pissed because they're fighting. You know, the defense is fighting their balls off, and they're like, "How come this rookie is the only one that's allowed to sit and not get hurt? Meanwhile, we're like going crazy. Like, how come we can't sit either if we're just gonna throw the season away?" And I'm like, okay, that's very fair. That's so fair. And like, we're relying on like the future to be Drake May. But like, but when he's saying there's like a mutiny going on, and they're like, "What the fuck?" I'm like, "Yo, that ain't good." B Hard born 2 TDs. B Hard said born 2 TDs. Obviously, we're taking that.
Yeah, well, when he plays. But, like, I mean, just go back to the 49ers game. I mean, for the first 2 possessions, they were dealt. Well, the 49ers got the ball, like, right back after Stevenson fumbled. And still, the defense was able to hold them to, like, 3 points there. But it just seems like it's just, like, a lot of, like, the offense goes, like, 3 and out, gets semi-favorable field position, drives down, field goal, touchdown. Like, it's the same as last year. Not as bad, like not as much turnovers. I think there's only been like 1 pick from Brissett, and I mean Stevenson's home for 4 times, which is inexcusable. But
dude, I think
just seems like a lot more of.
I think it's worse. I think we might be the worst team in the league.
We could be. I mean, at least Carolina can move the ball with Andy Dalton now. We can't do that. We don't have Andy Dalton, which
even if we did, he'd be doing the same thing that Brissett's doing, dude. If Brissett was on the Panthers, he'd be better than Bryce Young.
Okay, well, I mean, anyone's better than Bryce Young at this point. He can't play football, at least now.
Dude, but, I feel so bad for Bryce Young, man.
Yeah,
I feel so bad.
He should have got drafted by a different team. I think if he went to a different system and started last
year. The Panthers fucked him.
The Panthers did.
Sorry, if we're putting this on YouTube, sorry, you gotta bleep that up.
Never fine. But the the Panthers did him no favors, but at the same time, he did himself no favors. He just,
he's tiny.
At some point, you just gotta learn how to play, man.
He's tiny, dude.
He is tiny. But that's enough Panthers talk.
Yeah, all right.
We got report cards to dish out for the Patriots. I'm going to go over just a couple broad categories. We're going to use the traditional American grading system, A to F. Don't need any G's, no E's, A to F. Start with, and I know you've been hot on this, the offensive line. What do you give them?
F. If there was anything lower than an F, I'd give them that. Because that's how fucking bad they are. It's so bad. They've started a new left tackle every week. Oh my god, they're so bad, dude. They're so bad. I want to get out there. I'm like, I tweeted it today. I said, "Is there open tryouts?" Because I'm fucking going down to Foxborough and I could see what I could put up, and maybe I could do something better than whatever the fuck it is that they're fucking putting out there. It's so bad.
F, 100% F. They had 1 tackle just quit on them. They had another one get hurt. They had another one who sucks and also got hurt. And then they started someone who they signed off the practice squad a couple weeks ago.
Well, I know Caden Wallace is he went on IR. He's a rookie from Penn State.
Yep.
He was kind of good, but wasn't he a guard or like a right tackle? He was a right tackle. They moved him to left tackle, but he was small for his position anyway in the Big Ten. He should have been a guard coming into the NFL, and they stick him at left tackle, the second most important position in the goddamn league, on a terrible team. Like, what the fuck are you doing? Oh my god, you're setting him up to be a goddamn failure, and that's exactly what he was. Oh. Sorry. That fucking pisses me off. And that gives me an F for coaching, too, you motherfuckers. What are you doing?
we'll get to the coaching, but I want to get to the receivers now. What do you think the receivers have been so far?
So, I think the receivers haven't been terrible. I think Jalen Polk is actually going to be a very good player in this league. I think I've seen some advanced stats that he has like one of the best like separation rates like in the league. I think Jalen Polk is going to be a really, really good player. KJ Osborne, like I feel like we just signed him because we needed fucking bodies, but like he's been doing okay. Like it's fine. Like Brissett only throws the ball like 5 yards down the field. So it like doesn't matter. So I'd give them, I don't know, average C.
I'll give him a D plus.
D plus. Nice.
I need to see more, but they haven't been terrible. I like that touchdown catch from Polk in the Seattle game.
I think he's going to be a really good player. Like him and Drake May could be a good relationship for a long time. Hopefully.
Oh, yeah, no, hopefully. And they'll be better when Bourne comes back. I just think they haven't done anything to like separate themselves, but at the same time, like they've been dealt a crap hand.
Yeah. When your quarterback has -2 seconds to drop back to pass, especially when they go under center and he has to do a 7-yard drop. 7-step drop, excuse me.
Yep. Mm-hmm. And that's how we get to the quarterback. Jacoby Brissett, grade.
I mean, he was in week 1 and 2. I mean, he did his job. Week 3 and 4, he did negative his job. So, F.
I'll give him a D plus. I think he was, I think you hit the nail on the head right there. He did his job in Cincinnati.
Yeah.
Did mostly his job in the Seattle game. I think that final possession, he could have been a little bit better. The one right before overtime.
Can we go back real quick to that Seattle game?
Yep.
Why did we punt the ball in overtime?
Because Gerard Mayo's not an experienced head coach, and he didn't have anyone in his ear telling him to go for it.
Are we on the report card for coaching yet? Because I hate Gerard Mayo.
Oh, we'll get there.
All right. I
wanted to lump the defense in as one unit, though, because I feel as though they are against the offense at this point, at least from a mutiny standpoint.
Yeah.
So how do you think as a whole they've been?
So, obviously, week 1 and 2, week 1, they were phenomenal. They were, like, the defense is good, and I haven't come up with the grade yet because I haven't thought about it, but I'm going to think it out. I'm going to talk it out.
Talk out
Excuse
loud.
me.
Think out loud.
And so, when the offense is so bad and you go 3-0 every time, the defense gets tired. And that's why opposing offensive score, because your defense is fucking tired. So
last year. That was the exact same story as last year.
Yeah.
Mac Jones or Bailey Zappi or whoever you throw back there, Grimace would have just turned the ball over.
Bring back the Grimace shake.
Bring back the Grimace shake. R.I.P. Grimace.
Duggar the GOAT. B. Hart says Duggar the GOAT. Agreed. Captain now. Captain Duggar.
And he's probably going to IR. But anyways.
He's probably going on IR, yeah. So I'm going to give the defensive grade, they're going to get fucked again. Because that offense is just so, like oh my God, it's complimentary football. And you just get fucked. I'm going to give them a B. Because they, like, hold their own until the offense fucks it up for them.
I'll give them a B.
All right, we agree on that. Yeah. B minus, yeah. And a lot of injuries, too.
Yeah, they have injuries, too, but they got shredded by a 40-year-old Aaron Rodgers who's clearly just...
Dude, it's Aaron Rodgers. That's like saying you're getting shredded by Tom Brady when he was on the Bucs.
Yeah, but Aaron Rodgers lost to the Broncos.
Well, that's classic Jets and Aaron Rodgers.
Jets. Okay, well then they got shredded by the Jets.
Murray, that's hindsight. That is so hindsight. Everyone and their mother bet on the Jets to absolutely smoke the Broncos, and they got... It was a fluke game. if we go to is this a good segue to go to the actual NFL right now? Because I'm hammering the Jets plus 2.5 in London.
Put that on pause.
All right.
I'm not finished with the report card yet. I'm going to give them a B-. I think they've been good. They're not perfect. Hopefully they can carry them down the stretch, give us a competitive season at least, keep us in these games. You talked about Gerard Mayo. You don't like him. So what do you give him as the coaching staff? We can include the coordinators in there too. What do you think about the coaching operation?
F. Absolute F. I think they are absolutely fucking this entire season up. They're fucking up the entire goddamn relationship of the player. Like, everyone was on a high on week 1. They were like, oh my God, he's the best coach ever. Oh my God, he won a game. No, that was the Bengals just being the Bengals week 1. That's what they do. I called that. Go back to the previous podcast because I fucking called that. That was the Bengals being the Bengals. These guys are terrible coaches. These guys can't do anything. B. Hard also says Garrett Wilson 2 TDs.
Okay, B. Hard.
I think this Patriots coaching staff is god awful. God awful. You're fucking. Who's the offensive coordinator again? Wolf, or is that the GM?
No, Alex Van Pelt.
Van Pelt. Wolf is the GM. Yeah, Van Pelt is goddamn terrible, and he's fucking having Jacoby Brissett do a goddamn 7-step drop from under center when you know your offensive line is terrible. When you know your offensive line is terrible, that means you go in shotgun and you do quick passes. You do quick passes, do RPOs. You get it out quick. No. These fucking idiots are still down under center doing pro fucking passes, doing play action before Jacoby Brissett can even turn around because he's an old man and his knees can't even fucking move. Before he can even turn around because his step is so goddamn slow, he's getting smothered. He's getting smothered. So yes, this coaching staff is terrible. Terrible. I like Elliot Wolf. Coach's room blows. Okay. Well, B-Hart, timeout. Who hired the coach's room?
Oh, well, guys.
Who hired the coach's room? Elliot fucking Wolf.
We go from topic to topic. We let the topics breathe. We don't just jump in to random willy-nilly topics at moment's notice. We let the topics breathe and finish out.
This is the same topic.
We're going to get there.
Oh, well, I looped in coaching staff to front office. My bad.
No.
That's on me. That's on me. That's a bad co-host right there. B. Hart also says sorry.
That's on you. You know what? That's bad coaching. We didn't coach that up.
Yeah, that's my bad.
All good. I'm going to give them a D- though. I think they had a really good game plan against Cincinnati. They clearly the Bengals are always bad week 1, but the fact that a new coaching staff of 3, well, actually, no, Van Pelt's not a rookie coordinator, but
even close.
No, but like Mayo and like Covington, they're new. The fact that they were able to game plan that and like actually win a game, and like exploit that, speaks to like
should have won 2 games.
Yeah, well, yeah, and then they had a good game plan against Seattle too. But Seattle's just a better team. They have players who actually know how to win games in those situations, even though that's a rookie coaching staff too. But like going back to the Cincinnati game though, they had 6 months to come up with that game plan. And they did it, like they executed it, but you have to continuously prove that you can do that week in and week out, and they just can't. They got smoked by the Jets in prime time. They got smoked by the 49ers, who seemed to be down everyone and their mother in that game, at least on the defensive end. But just like they're learning, which is fine, but you have to be more competitive than this. Like, I just think that they're in over their heads a little bit, but it's not their fault because, and here's where we segue into the next.
Why is it not their fault? Wait, why is it not their fault?
Because they've been dealt a crappy roster, and they have to make basically chicken soup out of chicken shit. The offensive line was patchwork together. They were dealt probably the 32nd best quarterback in the league with Jacoby Brissett. They're dealt bunch of young, unproven receivers, and Kendrick Bourne was coming off an ACL tear too. Like they've just been dealt a shitty roster.
You could say that same thing to the Washington Commanders. Minus Terry McLaurin.
You can also say Brian Robinson too. He's a solid running back.
Ramondre Stevenson is better than him.
Okay, but they at least have like a proven wide receiver one, and their offensive line is not patchwork together. That offensive line is like
it's not
together.
Good.
It's not great, but like they also drafted a more pro-ready quarterback.
I think so. That's the discrepancy there. Like Drake May, he could be. We literally don't know because we're not going to play him because we're so scared, which I also agree with because I don't want him to play with that offensive line. So like I'm kind of contradicting myself because I guess Jaden Daniels is just fucking that.
Yeah, and also you don't need like a stout like elite offensive line when you're a run first read quarterback like Jaden Daniels is.
He hasn't had one explosive run this year.
Yeah, but like he's mobile. Like he can do work out of the pocket.
So can Drake May.
Well, yeah, but who does Drake May have to throw to? I mean, the Commanders
That's
have
the
like
thing.
Terry McLaurin.
They have Terry McLaurin. That's it.
But they also have Brian Robinson and Austin Eckler as good running backs who he can check down to, theoretically.
Yeah, Drake May has Ramondre Stevenson and Gibson. Gibson. Gibby.
Get Gibby.
Get Gibby.
But I mean, it just goes to my point. Like the Patriots just don't have a good roster.
I think it's the coaching, dude. It goes back to the fucking coaching. It's terrible. It's terrible.
Well, there's only so much you can do as a coach if you have the worst roster in the league, which they do.
Yeah.
And that's a fact. They have the worst roster.
The defense is good. Duggar's nasty. Shout out Brendan. Duggar is nasty.
Duggar's good, but he's
Christian Gonzalez is nasty. But like I said, you got to build from the inside out. Like Tavai, he's good. He's all right.
Yeah, no, the defense is fine. They're just banged up and hurt.
Yeah,
and like
everyone's hurt.
But the defense hasn't been the problem this year. It's been
does that also come down to coaching and who you hire as your trainer?
Well, yeah, and then that gets back to the point of the front office. It's the front office.
These fucking guys, man. We're in a goddamn bad place right now, man. I think Drake May is going to be really good. I do. I still believe that. I'll always believe that until I'm wrong. I think Drake May is going to be really, really good.
Well, you better hope that the Patriots get a top 3 pick and take that tackle out of LSU or whatever.
Fuck. What's his name? Is it Johnson
from LSU?
What's his name?
Will Campbell.
What is it?
I don't know.
Campbell.
Exactly.
Yes.
I said.
Sorry. I know. You cut out like 3 times because I was talking over you, so that's my bad.
All good. I forget the other tackle who they're hyping up to, but you know how sad it is where we're looking forward to tackles at the top of a draft?
Dude, but that's the thing. So since our team is so bad and we don't have Tom Brady anymore or Belichick, is that these free agents don't want to come here. So we have to draft them and build it within until we get good again, and then we can get the free agents. So that's the fucking problem, man.
I also think the problem is that we need more than just a left tackle to solve our problems. But I will say this with the state of the, and then the last thing I'll talk about with the Patriots is that going back to the offensive line, I think if they do draft that stud left tackle from whatever college you want to say it is, if you
LSU,
have
baby.
that, if you have like City So, then you have like if David Andrews comes back for one final year, then you have an Onwenu at guard, and then you have Caden Wallace at right tackle. That's not a bad offensive line.
It's not. It's not. And Caden Wallace, they put him in a bad fucking situation, man. As I said earlier, like they put him in a bad situation. That's not his position. And they were like, "Yo, you're playing this." And he's undersized. And he got how many holding penalties that fucking game?
Yeah,
so bad.
Terrible. That's
man,
like Jeremy Tunsil from the Texans. He just kept getting penalties.
Oh my god, he got like 4 false starts in a row. Tunsil, but he's nasty. Jeremy Tunsil's very good.
He is good.
So that you bring up a good point there. If you draft Campbell. Is Strange good?
You still have Cole Strange. He could play this year, but I mean.
But he's a guard, like left guard. So think about this. You got Campbell, Strange. I think Andrews is going to retire, so we need a new center. I think Andrews is going to retire. I think he's got to. He's got to retire, man. I love him to death. I love that guy. He is a fucking hero. I think he's going to retire. So there's a hole at center, which is the most important position of football.
Shut up.
And then, yeah, baby. And then right guard on Wenu.
Mike Onwenu, yep. And then Caden Wallace.
And then Caden Wallace. So you just got to fill the center position, which is a very important position. Bring back Kelsey from retirement. Sign his ass.
Might as well bring back John Hanna. He's still kicking.
Yeah, dude.
But anyways, the front office, me, F. I'm assuming F for you too.
Absolutely. They didn't sign anyone. They signed KJ Osborne.
Yeah. No.
Sick.
Well, and they signed
Gibby.
Well, no, they signed Chuk Scorefor, who was just
no. The best signing, Joey Sly. Joey Sly is probably my favorite player on the Paz right now. He's fucking jacked. He's the man. Did you see his video when he when they had like their baby, like his wife like said that she was pregnant? Oh my god, it was fucking awesome. And I was like, this guy is the fucking man. I love this guy. Joey Sly.
Joey Sly. He's yoked.
He's fucking yoked, dude.
All right, Colin. Who do you think's the surprise team of the NFL this year so far?
Vikings. It's got to be the Vikings. 100%. Sam Darnold? What the fuck? He's like the front runner for MVP right now since Josh Allen laid that egg.
That's shocking.
Dude, it's got to be the Vikings, right? What do you think?
I would say either the Vikings or I would say the Commanders. I didn't think I expected the Commanders to be this good this early.
I think they're going to win the NFC East.
They might. They probably will. I mean, the Cowboys kind of look like they're in shambles. Their defense looks so banged up. The Giants are the Giants. And the Eagles also look like they're a ship without a sail at this point. They just look lost. Jalen Hurts has regressed to whatever level he is now. He's definitely not the Jalen Hurts of old. And they're banged up too. They're without A.J. Brown and Devonta Smith for the past couple weeks.
Yeah.
And, they just look
And
lost.
You forget their most important position. Lane Johnson. Has been
they're also without the Kelsey.
Yeah, without Kelsey. Yeah, so they can't do the tush push anymore. And B. Hart just said Seattle frauds, ?
Seattle's surprising to me too. I didn't think they were going to be like this good. But then I mean they haven't played world beaters. Like they lost to the first good team that they played.
I thought so. The Lions are very good. I have a future on them to win the Super Bowl. I think the Lions are good. I thought Seattle was going to make a run at that division before the season started. And so before the season started, I was like, yo, Seattle is going to be the one going up against the Rams and the Niners. I was like, Seattle could make some fucking noise. And luckily, the Rams got so many injuries. So they're fucked. They're so fucked. I don't think Seattle are frauds, Brendan. I don't think Seattle are frauds because their defense too. Who's that corner? Don't they have two?
It's Reek.
Yeah, he's nasty. He's fucking nasty, dude. He's so good. Their defense is like low-key coming back to when they were with Russ. And so Gino has to be Russ. And but he doesn't really because they have Kenneth Walker now, who's like, I mean, they had Marshawn Lynch back in those days.
Kenneth Walker had the best play I think I've seen in a regular season game.
When he fucking somersaulted over the
Twice.
That was crazy. I actually love the Seahawks now. I love the Seahawks. Oh, Marty's in here. The Pepsis might make some noise. I don't think so because half my team is on IR. Literally half my team is on. Finally had a good draft in a good fucking year. We can talk about this later. Everyone's on IR. I got screwed. Anyway, I think Seattle is a good team. I don't think they're frauds. I think who do they got this week?
So they have the Giants this week. And
It's a win.
But their first real test is this Thursday against the 49ers.
Yep. Yeah,
so we'll see how they do there. But, I mean, they gave Detroit a game. It's just Detroit pulled out some black magic fuckery with the Amon-Ra to Jared Goff touchdown. And then, I mean, like, Detroit's, if you want my honest opinion, Detroit's the best team in the league.
Wow. Really?
I think talent-wise that they're better than the Chiefs.
All right. Even their defense?
I mean, their defense is. I mean, they gave up a lot of points to Seattle, but
as long as their offense is still putting up numbers, you're like they can fucking do it.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, they're the best offense in football. Can we say that? I think they're the best offense in football.
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna go back to the Vikings, dude. Sam Darnold has to come back to earth, right?
Well, yeah. I mean, like that's what I think. I mean, I think we saw a little bit of Darnold being this when he played for the Panthers. Those remember that season? I think it was 2021 or 2. Like he had like the first 3 games and they were 3-0 and they looked good. And then for some reason, I think he either got hurt or he started to suck again.
Marty goes. Goff goes 1.
Goff did go 1. 2016, Jared Goff, number 1 overall pick. Well, he was a rookie.
People forget B Hart drafted Brian Robinson 8th overall.
B Hart's probably kicking himself.
Brian Robinson. Oh, Goff goes 1. But dude, yeah, I think you're right. I like the Lions. I'm very happy I put a future on them to win the Super Bowl. But I don't know, is Dan Campbell gonna run himself again and being too aggressive and get kind of freaked out in the playoffs again?
I think at this point he's just got to do it. I mean, it's worked for them. I mean,
didn't last
the 49ers
year.
just got the best of them last year. The 49ers are a seasoned team. They've been there before. They've been to a Super Bowl. They just know what to do in winning time. I think now that, and again, this is all like cliche talk, but now that they've been to that point and they know what went wrong, you'd think that the coaching staff and the players would have learned from that because they brought back everyone pretty much, the coaches and the players. So you would think in a situation like that, they would be better.
Dude, that was actually going to bring me back to the Pats. Sorry, we're going back to the Pats. Are we in the same situation right now as the Lions? Because they drafted Penei Sewell, and then they got all their guys. So that's what I'm so like. That's what I'm saying with the offensive tackle Campbell. Like you get him, we're probably gonna suck again, and then you get all your guys. But they found some studs late in the round. Like who's that? Rodriguez, the linebacker, who's like a stud.
Of the Lions? Oh, I don't know. I don't know on the Lions.
Yeah.
I do know that they drafted Amon-Ra St. Brown in the 4th.
Yeah, so like they found like late round fucking gems.
No, they didn't. But the
But
question
like
is,
they drafted Sewell. Sorry, I just thought I heard.
You got a ghost in that new house? Spooky season?
I gotta text Emma, make sure everything's okay. I don't know what the fuck that was. Keep going, keep going.
But like with the Lions, they they had that good draft, but it took them a couple of years to realize that they had, the fruits of their labor. I just feel as though the Patriots, they just won't have that patience that the Lions did.
Correct. Yeah, because we're a winning franchise now.
Well, yeah, no, I mean, like in the past 20 plus years, we've been a winning franchise, but I would think if the offense continues to look like this, that they'll get rid of Alex Van Pelt first. Who I don't think he's good, but anyways. And then if they suck again next year, I think they might get rid of Mayo. And like the Lions, they stuck with Dan Campbell. I just don't feel as though we would stick with Dan Campbell.
I don't think that Kraft is gonna get rid of him that early, that soon. Of like two, because he was like this is our guy. He was like, this is our fucking guy.
Yeah, but will he be their guy if they finish 3-14 this season, then they're on their way to another 3-14 the next season? Because in the second season with Dan Campbell, if you remember, they started off like 1-7 or 1-8, and then they rattled off like 8 consecutive wins.
Oh, I do remember that. That was electric.
Yeah. So will Kraft have the patience to stick that out? I don't know. He's also getting up there too. He's like what, 85? I don't know. That's just my point.
Yeah, I don't know either.
But you are right. It takes one good draft for them to get back on track, and maybe this is the draft. Maybe next year's the draft too. I don't know. But we'll live to see another day. But we said surprises. Quickly, who's your fraud of the year so far? B Hart. We already know B Hart's.
B Hart's is Seattle. My fraud of the year. Ooh. So does this team have to have like a 500 or winning record right now?
No, not necessarily.
That's a good question. This might be a easy pick. It's got to be the Bengals, man. It's got to be the Bengals. It's got to be the Bengals. They are. Oh, I mean, they're good. They got weapons. They got Joe Burrow. Chase Brown, low-key, is pretty damn good. Obviously, Jamar Chase is fucking nasty. T. Higgins is still doing, he's back. Kind of healthy, I guess. Is he ever healthy? Lord knows. I think the Bengals aren't going to make the playoffs. I don't think they're going to make the playoffs. Also, going back to the NFC North, Steelers. I'm not a believer in the Steelers at all. I don't know how they started 3-0.
You mean the AFC North?
What'd I say?
You said the NFC North.
My bad. AFC North.
The Steelers were going to be my pick, but since you said the NFC North, I'm going to stick with the NFC North, and I'm going to say the Chicago Bears. I can't believe I got suckered in on the Bear hype train.
I love the Bears.
I think that they're frauds.
No.
I think that is a fraud team. You want to talk about bad coaching staffs? That's a bad coaching staff.
Well, yes, agreed. They have a great roster.
They have the talent, but their coaches are just boobs. They're bad.
Dude, they're so bad.
Clueless.
Dude,
Shane Waldron is clueless.
Yeah, I honestly, I want the Bears to be good so bad. I love the Bears.
To be good too.
I love Caleb Williams. I think he's nasty. But I think Shane Waldron is putting him in a tough spot. So you're right about that. That coaching staff, I don't know why. Why did they keep Eberflus? Why?
Because all NFL owners are cheap SOBs. And the McCaskies in Chicago are no different.
They're actually notorious for that.
They are. It's them, the Browns in Cincinnati. Not like the Browns team, but like the Browns who own the Bengals.
Murray,
They're
wait,
bad.
hold on. I just had the worst pour of beer in my life. Hold on, look at this.
Oh my god, how do you like?
I only had one hand. But yes, the Bears, dude, the McCaskies. No,
they're frauds.
So they got the Panthers, which is a win. So they'll be 3-2. Or is it a win?
Is it a win?
Do you think the Bears are going to beat the Panthers and Andy Dalton at home?
Yes, I think the Bears will be.
What's the spread? What's the spread? Do you know it? I know it. What do you think it is? Just off the top of your head, what do you think the spread is?
Chicago gets 6.5.
4.
4? Oh, that's low.
Yeah.
Ooh.
They're gonna win by a touchdown.
Mm-mm.
They might win by 2 touchdowns. I might take alternate spread like -10. I think the Bears are gonna smoke them.
I wish you good luck, because I don't think
You gotta take the Panthers then? Well, no, because you said 6.
Well, no, I'm not going to take either. I'm gonna avoid that game like the plague. That's a trap game, buddy.
Bears at home?
That's a trap game.
I'm hammering the Bears.
Speaking of hammering, you know who's got a lot of hammering done this week?
Whoa, Murray, take it easy. This is a
court of public opinion. In the court of public opinion. Certain goalie for the Boston Bruins.
Oh God.
He's been hammered this week in terms of public comments. Oof.
Dude.
A lot of good stuff being said about him.
What?
So,
the fuck?
So, in case you've been living under a rock, Jeremy Swayman is a restricted free agent. Still kind of wants to stay with the Bruins, at least he's publicly been saying that. And this new Amazon docuseries that came out chronicled him last season in the Panthers series. They kind of followed him around. He said that he wants to be a Bruin, all that stuff, but been critical of contract negotiations in the past with the team. Everyone thought it was going to be a done deal, that he was going to re-sign with the Bruins, and especially after they traded Allmark back in June to the Senators. Everyone thought, done deal, Swayman's here. Apparently not the case. Still wants a lot of money. Bruins apparently willing to give him money, but not enough that he wants to sign with them. Well, Colin, I guess my point is that I thought this was a done deal. I thought they were going to hammer something out, and apparently quite the opposite. Do you think this is more on the Swayman camp or more on the Bruins being unable to get a deal done with him?
I think it's more on the Bruins, to be honest. I do. And that whole press conference where Neely was like, he has 64 million things to be worried about, that just made it so fucking bad. And you're like, what the fuck is going on? But his agent is the same agent as William Nylander for the Leafs, who held out till December until he got his contract.
And don't forget, this is the same agent that Torrey Krug had back in 2019 when they were going over those negotiations. Ultimately, Krug left.
Yeah. So this is an absolute problem. This is a major, major, major problem Because, and the fact that, oh my God, the Bruins fucked it up so bad because they already traded Olmark. So Swayman has all the cards in his fucking hands. He's like, yo, give me my money or I'm not playing for you guys. You guys don't have another fucking goalie. And so, the whole Bruins management front office just, they fucked it up so bad. They should have fucking locked him in last summer. Like, what are you doing? And yeah, I mean, 64 million would be sick. 8 by 8, even for a guy who hasn't been a legit number one starter. 8 by 8 is an insane fucking contract for a goalie that hasn't been.
Do you think that he's worth 8 by 8 though?
I do. Yeah, I would be very happy with that as a Bruins fan. They already have fucking, like, their back line is nice. They signed fucking Lindholm, Elias Lindholm, not to be confused with Hampus Lindholm.
Who stinks?
He does not stink, Murray. Get out of here. Does not stink. I think the Bruins, I'm definitely putting a future on them to win the cup, but
no.
1,000%. 1,000%, dude. Their offense is going to be fucking nice. Lindholm, Pasta, and fucking, oh my God, I'm in such football mode. It's not Zaka. Is Zaka going to be on that?
They're probably going to move Zaka back to wing.
Yeah, exactly. So Lindholm, Pasta, Zaka.
Yeah, and then for the second line, they'll have Marchand,
Coyle
second line, which I'm not big on, but I think Coyle,
they're going to be good. And their defense is still going to be nasty because they fucking signed Zadorov, who's an absolute fucking tank. He's an
big
dude.
lumber.
Zadorov was one of the best signings. Dude, they just got to lock up fucking Swayman. Like, what the fuck, man? What are these guys doing? Oh my God, the front office. Oh, it's fucked up so bad. And why the fuck is Neely doing that on that press conference? I said that earlier. Like, why is he even saying that?
Yes, because I think it's been a grueling summer of negotiations between the two.
It's been like 2 years.
Pretty much. And the Bruins, and I don't know what you think of this decision, but they decided to just do the 1 year of arbitration. They could have done a 2-year arbitration. And they also chose not to go to arbitration with Swayman again. They're like, we'll give you the benefit of the doubt. Like, we respect you as a player. Don't need to go to arbitration over this. And he took advantage of it, or him and his agent did. And, I just think that Swayman should be signed by now. And I think the fact that he's not is a huge indictment on this front office. I'm not in the camp to say get whatever it takes to get him signed. But if you knew he was going to be a pill with to negotiate with and sign a contract, then why did you trade Allmark? Or if you were already set on trading Allmark, why did you get Korpisalo as the return? You just could have gone in with a better backup plan.
We could have got so much more for Allmark too. Like, we got Korpisalo, who was statistically the worst goalie in the league last year.
Yeah.
Like, so bad. Like, so fucking bad. And they're like betting on themselves pretty much. They're like, oh yeah, we can turn him around. It's like,
well, there is one good goalie coach in the league who can deal with goalies and turn them around. That is the Bruins.
Yeah, because our defense is good.
Which we will have a good defense this year. Our defense is going to be really good, and just hopefully they can perform in the playoffs. I mean, because what? You got McAvoy, Zadorov, Lindholm, Carlo. You got Lowry.
Yes.
Who was really good.
And then who's the last one? Wotherspoon ain't playing, but he's like a big body. Wotherspoon's usually a healthy scratch.
Wotherspoon's a good seventh defenseman.
Yeah.
If he's your seventh defenseman, you're in good shape. So, I mean, yeah, Their decor is as good as it's probably been in years, probably since 2019.
Decor is really good. Decor is really good. Offense, I mean, Pasta will still put up 50.
Yeah, you get 50 from Pasta.
Marshy will get 30.
Yeah. Yeah. So, I mean, this is a good segue into the season outlook in general. You think they're going to win the Cup? I don't think they're going to win the Cup.
Obviously.
But do you think this is a team that, because the Atlantic Division, which the NHL playoffs is formatted like this, and I hate it personally.
Same.
But they're going to have to go through Toronto, Tampa, Florida, the defending champions. And you also think that there's going to be, like, you have to think the Red Wings are going to be better this year.
Red Wings aren't making the playoffs.
They might. They were pretty decent last year, weren't they?
Yeah. Patty Kane. Nasty. Still.
Yeah, I mean, Ottawa's going to be better this year. I mean, Allmark is like a serviceable goalie.
That's a good point.
I mean, like, their goaltending. I mean, they had freaking Korpisalo last year. Go up from there.
And now he's now our number one.
Yes, exactly. Why am I drawing a? My point is that I think that that everyone around them is better this year. At least it seems like. So, I mean, except for the Canadiens, they blow. But do you think that this team gets out of the Atlantic? Because I don't think that they will. Florida's just too good.
So you're saying, are you saying, will they get, like, in the playoffs, will they get past the second round or the first round?
Yes. Yeah. That's what I should have said in the beginning.
Yeah.
Are they going to get out of the second round, make a run towards the Eastern Conference Finals? So
you're asking me if they think they have a chance to get to the Eastern Conference Finals?
Yes. Yeah. I'm not even going to say the Stanley Cup Finals. We're going to say the Eastern Conference Finals.
I think they do. I mean, it obviously depends on goaltending, and that always what comes down in the fucking playoffs is your defense and goaltending. So it literally depends on fucking Swayman, dude. I think they have the talent to get there. I mean, it is going to be a gauntlet. Florida is the favorite to repeat, obviously, because Florida's nasty. But I think, like, now that they got Zadorov and Lindholm's, like, as a top centerman, he's like a big dude. He's also kind of like a Bergeron. He has like that. He's a two-way centerman, so he can go fucking defense too. I mean, no one's gonna be Bergeron, but like he's a two-way player. Like he can play defense, and he's a big body. So that's huge, especially against Florida, because you got to bang up fucking Tkachuk.
That weasel.
That bastard. I mean, he is fucking nasty. He's a great player. I fucking love him, but I hate him. I wish he wasn't in our division. That's what I wish he was not in our division.
I know.
Because this motherfucker, he's a fucking rat. Go back to Calgary, buddy. Go as far away from us as possible, please. But like, I think they can. Like, they can. Look at Florida 2 years ago when they beat us, when we were the best team in the fucking world. Like, anything can fucking happen, man.
It's the beauty of the NHL playoffs, dude.
Yeah. So I think we gotta Swayman. We gotta lock him in.
Do you think if they have another early exit that Montgomery is gone?
Ooh, good question. I feel like they would get rid of the front office first. I don't know. What about you? What do you think? I don't know. Ooh, that's a good question, Murray. You fucking put my mind on a pretzel.
I think one of the problems with the Bruins, and again, I'm not putting as much blame on the front office or Don Sweeney as others would, Like I think Don Sweeney's biggest indictment has been the drafting, because I think with his like roster building in terms of free agents and trades, he's basically been phenomenal with that.
Yeah, that's fair.
They just haven't had much homegrown young talent that has been under his watch. My question, yes.
Did you see Fabian Lysell got called up to the active roster?
He did. I saw some of the Bruins beat reporters that are hoping that he could be the second wing on the second line.
That's why we drafted him.
Yeah, well, yeah,
he's supposed to be. Well, Patra too. Remember, Patra had a fucking insane start of the year last year, and then got hurt for the year.
Yeah, and isn't he hurt again?
Probably.
But like, my question to the team is that, are you so far away from competing that you blame the front office for the struggles, or do you think that you're right at the doorstep continuously and then you blame the coach? You have to ask yourself that question if you're the Jacobs and the ownership. Because if they fail again, like another early exit, like first round or miss the playoffs, you've had 3 coaches since the last time that you won a cup. Like, when is it the front office's fault? You know what I'm saying?
Well, two.
Since they won a cup.
So Julian won.
Yep.
Then they had Cassidy.
Then Montgomery.
So that's 2.
Okay. They've hired 2 coaches since the last cup.
Yeah. And then Cassidy goes and wins a cup immediately.
Exactly. So
exactly. So wait. So that's a front office problem, or is that just a roster problem?
That's what you got to ask yourself.
And who structures the roster? The front office.
Exactly. So and this is a hypothetical. If the season goes awry again, they lose.
They're winning the cup, baby.
Let's say they don't. Let's say they lose in the first round again, and they're like,
whoa, again. Well, they made it in the second round last year. No, I get what you're saying.
Another early exit.
Yeah.
Who do you blame? Coach or the front office? I'd
probably go coach.
I'm gonna blame the front office.
Oh, so wait a minute. You just completely turned my fucking head around, because I was on front office first, and then you made it seem like you were going to say the coach.
At some point, if your roster just can't get it done, there's only so much the coach can do. It's the roster. So you got to bring in new minds.
But also, not to interrupt you, sorry. This is going to be the first year Montgomery that he's probably, hopefully fucking Swayman is on the team, but he's not going to be rotating goalies. So, like, once you get to the playoffs, you're like, okay, we don't have an issue. This is our fucking goalie, no matter fucking what.
It's true. It's true.
I think the Bruins are probably going to come. I think Florida's probably going to win the division. Mm-hmm. We're going to come in second or third. I'm going to say second, and then we're going to play Toronto again. It's going to go Florida, Boston, Toronto again. Yeah. And we're going to play, and it's going to go 7 games, and we're going to win in overtime in 7 again.
As is tradition.
Yeah. Absolute fucking nightmare.
But yeah, so I think something's going to get... My point is this, and we'll end on this. I think someone is losing their job if it's another early exit.
And you would say early exit is first or second round, or just first round?
I would say early exit's first round.
Okay.
We're missing time.
So we're not missing entirely, bro.
You don't know what's going to happen.
Yes, I do. Bees are winning the cup, baby.
All right.
It's gonna be Bees against Nashville.
Oh, Smashville. Okay.
Yeah, it's going to be Bruins against Nashville. Bruins win in 6.
Wow, the Boston to Nashville pipeline only grows.
Yeah, it's going to be electric.
It will. All right. How about your Red Sox? They suck, Colin, huh?
Dude. I've been so, like, mad and disappointed this entire fucking pod. Like, everyone's making me so sad. God damn it. First was the Pats, then it was the Bruins with Swayman, even though they're winning the Cup. And now it's the fucking Sox. Also, I'm betting on the Sox next year to win the series because we're probably going to trade Mayer, which sucks. Star shortstop. Before he even came to the league. We're going to trade him for that big-ass lefty pitcher on the White Sox. He's only 25 years old. He's, what's his name? Sharo, something like that. We're going to trade him. So our farm system's nasty, just like it was before we traded for Chris Sale. Mm-hmm. So we're probably going to trade 2 guys this offseason for that same pitcher on the White Sox. It's going to be the same fucking thing. And then we're going to bring up Roman Anthony. We're going to bring up Christian Campbell. The Sox really disappointed me this year.
They missed the playoffs in 3 consecutive years, 5 out of the last 6. Seems like 2021 when they went to the ALCS was an anomaly compared to what it is. Who do you blame?
The owners. I blame the owners. I blame John Henry and Werner.
Why do you blame them?
Because they don't pay anyone and they don't want to spend money on free agents anymore. And so they give Alex Cora this roster and they're like, okay, it's basically Moneyball. It's basically Moneyball, except reversed. Reversed because this
is Moneyball.
No. It's reversed because the GM was actually this is exactly Moneyball. Because this is exactly Moneyball because the head coach was like, "Yo, I gotta field a team," but it wasn't like the GM. It wasn't like Billy Beane coming down and being like, "Yo, you have to play this guy." Alex Cora knew who to play, and Alex Cora knew who to fucking start.
Is no Lou Diamond Phillips.
He's no Philip Seymour Hoffman. Philip Seymour Hoffman. So Alex Cora did all the right things. But the pitching was so the bullpen finally came to a realization.
Oh, the bullpen was terrible.
Oh, gross. So gross. And Murray, on our last podcast, we were like, "Oh my god, they're like 1 game out of the wild card." Since then, they were in the wild card and then just lost every single fucking game. They lost every fucking game. And I said, you said, "What's your expectation this year now?" And I was like, "I want playoffs." I was like, "I want fucking playoffs." And they low-key weren't even fucking close. The Royals had a 7-game losing streak and the Sox had an 8-game losing streak. It was so bad. They couldn't string together even 2 wins to crawl above the Twins and the fucking Royals. And it was just a fucking nightmare. I was like, "Oh my god, why am I still watching these guys? They're so bad." And then Trevor Story came back and actually kind of played good. And I was like, "This is sick." And they still sucked. Oh.
Not just sucked. They lost in spectacular fashion in a lot of those games.
Dude.
The bullpen, honestly, I think the North Andover High could have pitched better than some of those.
Bring Sebastian Keane back on. Didn't the Sox draft Sebastian Keane when he was still in high school?
No, the Yankees did.
I think it was the Sox, dude. Because he said he was a Yankees fan, and he was like, "Yeah, I got drafted by the Sox."
Oh yeah, no, but then he went back to the draft pool, I think.
Damn it.
But my thing with the Red Sox, in this year at least, like reflecting on it, is that I think that they were pleasantly surprised with how a lot of the starting pitchers were and how they started. I mean, Tanner Houck was an all-star. For some reason, Cutter Crawford became like nasty in the first half of the year. And then they had like serviceable outings from Bayo, who actually Bayo finished the year pretty strong. And they also signed Lucas Giolito, and he didn't pitch an inning for them because he got hurt in spring training. So I think that they were pleasantly surprised with their starting pitching, that they relied on that too much, and it just collapsed down the stretch. And then when there was an outing when the starting pitching gave them like a representative game, the bullpen was like a freaking flamethrower and just took everything and like set it on fire. So the pitching just was not in sync all year, and especially in the second half of the season. And there's only so much the bats can do at that point. Like you can't win every game 8-6. You have to win a lot of games like 4-2 or 3-1, and it just seems like they were incapable of doing that down the stretch.
Yeah, dude, you nailed the fucking nail on the coffin right there, dude. You fucking nailed it. That's exactly what happened. And then even in this like the second half, like Massa came at it like he sucked. And then he started to get good. And like the offense was like good. But just like you said, you can't win every game 8-6. You can't win every game 10-9.
No, you can't.
You can't rely on your offense scoring 10 runs.
You also can't lose every game 20-7 like that Rockies game.
Dude. Absolute like it was such like I was like you said, I was pleasantly surprised in the first half, and then I got super excited, and I was like, this is a playoff team. They can fucking do it. It's going to be like the 2013 Red Sox. Like, no one expected them to fucking be here. And then they showed their true colors, and it was bad. And it was really bad. It was really bad.
How much do you blame this on the front office and Craig Breslow's trade deadline, either action or inaction, depending on how you look at it?
I mean, like you kind of said earlier, and like I said earlier, like it was a pleasant surprise. So like I didn't want to get rid of, our top prospects. And I know prospects are prospects, and you never know if they're going to be good. But like on a season like this, I definitely wouldn't. I think it's okay that Craig Breslow didn't do anything, because on a season like this, like you could have traded him for a reliever, like a top reliever. That actually was a report. It came out they wanted Marcelo Mayer or Roman Anthony for a top reliever, and he was like, "Fuck no," because So I agree with him there, because this season wasn't supposed to be good. And so why would you kind of give it up, like maybe if you make the playoffs, to get rid of, one of the top prospects in baseball? I think Craig Breslow was okay with that. He was like, okay, this is their asking price. I'm not doing that. We'll figure it out next year when these guys are more developed, and then we actually know what they are, and then maybe we can trade them even, or if they don't play on our team next year, or in the next 2 years, we can trade them even for something better. Because there was no chance that they were doing anything. Like I was like, yeah, playoffs is a good spot, but I never thought that they were going to win the fucking World Series.
No, me neither. And yeah, I definitely wouldn't have traded any of those the top prospects, and especially when you look at what was traded and the return for those top end guys, like that was some serious, like the asking prices too, the reported asking prices was like, no way.
It was crazy.
Yeah. I mean, like it's exactly what you said. Like you would have had to include Mayer, Anthony, Campbell, Kyle Teal, the catcher. Like I
love Kyle Teal.
I'm not willing to give that up, especially for like a half a year rental for a reliever.
Exactly.
Like, if it was someone with term, like if it was like a starting pitcher with like another year, then like maybe, because like I do think the Red Sox were like a couple like pieces away from making the playoffs. The problem with them is that the stuff that they got in return just didn't help them at all, and if anything, it kind of hurt them.
Yeah. Dude, yeah.
Some of the relievers that they got, some arsonists.
Didn't he never pitch a... We got 2 relievers and they like pitched like 2 innings?
Yeah, we got Luis Garcia from the Angels, who sucked. We got Lucas Sims from the Reds, who also sucked. And then when they sucked and we had to go to other people, we brought up like the Brennan Bernarditos and the Greg Weissarts and the Zach Kellys.
Yeah.
And they sucked. They were terrible.
But dude, yeah, I think that's a great point. Like I think we're on the same page here. Like
we are.
Yeah, we're on the same page here. You don't want to get rid of your prospects for rentals. You want to get them for... So there was actually one rumor that we could have traded 2 of our top... I guess it used to be the big 3, now it's the big 4 of the prospects.
With Campbell now.
Yeah, now Campbell now. So we could have traded 2 of them for Skubal. That was before the Tigers obviously made their insane run and made the fucking playoffs and are now beat the Astros and are in the fucking ALDS. So there was a rumor. It was a rumor. Obviously, probably was nothing. But it was like, would you trade like Roman Anthony and Marcelo Mayer for Skubal and like other guys too? And that was like at the deadline when the Tigers like weren't really in it.
Yep.
And now obviously Skubal won the fucking Cy Young.
What's his contract? Because honestly, I might.
It sucks that the Tigers went on that fucking run, because we definitely would have made that trade.
Oh, well, Skubal's up at the end of this year.
Yeah, exactly. So that's why it was a risk too.
And honestly, knowing the Red Sox, they don't pay anyone, so he would have been gone.
It would have been crazy. But anyway, we're on the same page that Breslow did the right thing, didn't trade the big guys for a fucking rental reliever.
Yeah, 100%. I'm definitely with you on that. Where do they go from here? What do they do? What do they need to do?
What do they need to do? They need to, like I said earlier, I think Mayer's getting traded. I think he's the one in the big 4 that gets traded. Mm-hmm. And I think he's gonna go to the White Sox for that big lefty pitcher. He's 25 years old. He's a big lefty. It's like CH. What's his name? Look it up, Murray. Fact check. Quick.
Wait, CH? Who?
I think so. Or CA. It's someone on the White Sox. He's a lefty.
Wait, hang on. White Sox. Anyways, continue.
So I think we're gonna trade probably Marcelo Mayer and someone else. Hopefully, only one of them. We're not gonna trade.
Oh, Derek Crochet?
Yes. So I think we're gonna trade him, Mayer, and someone else. Hopefully, only him, not anyone else in the big 4. Might be Kyle Teal. Not Roman Anthony. It might be Campbell. Might be Mayer and Campbell for him. And I think like we need to get a big arm. We need to get a big fucking arm.
We do.
And we have too many outfielders right now too, so that scares me about Roman Anthony. So we need to trade Yoshida. We need to trade Massa. We have too many outfielders. Trevor Story is still on our team for a long time. Devers, obviously, but he can move to fucking DH. Casas is going to be our first baseman. Second base. Who the fuck is our second baseman?
TBD. We have Vaughn Grissom, but
I mean, if you don't trade Mayer, move him to fucking second base, or move him to.
Well, that's where Christian Campbell's going to play.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
so that's
there you go.
Technically, Christian Campbell's.
And Roman Anthony's outfield, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Right.
And Kyle Teal's catcher.
Yep.
So they're nasty.
You want to know one thing that you didn't say in that entire 10-point plan that you had right there? Not one starting pitching prospect.
Yeah, that's a fact. That's why I said we're going to trade.
That's true. I mean, well, I was looking up some of the potential free agents that they have coming up for pitchers in this offseason. Would you like to hear some of them?
I want to after I say the starting rotation. So It's going to be Bayo, Oak.
Yep.
Two very good starters.
Yep.
Is Giolito still on the team? Even though he's like 90 years old?
He has a player option, but you would think since he didn't pitch last year, he's going to
pick it up.
Yeah.
That's all I got.
Yeah. So they're probably going to have Carter Crawford in there again.
Oh, yep.
Who's going to be their fourth. And then they're probably going to freaking put Garrett Whitlock back in there again, who should not be a starting pitcher.
He's so much better as a reliever.
Exactly. So, which is why I bring this up, and hopefully they get their heads out of their ass, sign one of these guys. Here's some of the top guys that are on the market. Garrett Cole has an opt-out.
No fucking way. Does he actually?
Yeah, he does. I don't think he's good.
There's no way.
No way. Blake Snell, opt-out. Good. Wouldn't be bad. We have Justin Verlander, a vesting option. I don't know what that means. But he's probably available. He's also 41 or 42. Maybe even 44, I think, at this point. Max Scherzer, Corbin Burns, Clayton Kershaw has a player option.
Dude, all these guys are ancient.
Max Fried, Shane Bieber, Jordan Montgomery, Walker Buehler, Nathan Eovaldi, who has a vesting option. Again, I don't know what that means. Robbie Ray, Kyle Hendricks, Giolito, who again is with us, Sean Mania, Michael Wacha, Michael Lorenzen, and so goes down the. Oh, and Jack Flaherty too.
I think
free agents, the free agents that we named. Do any of them seem realistic?
No, none of them. None of them. None of them. None of them seem realistic, which is so embarrassing these days. That's how fucking sad I am about this ownership group now. Because we used to be on top of every single top free agent. We would be like the Sox.
Yep.
The Sox. Every single free agent. And now it's like, nah, 0% chance. Like, look at Juan Soto. He might not sign again with the Yankees. He's on an expiring contract.
I think he's stupid not to resign with them.
But he's going to look for what? Probably at least $500 million.
Yeah, probably 12 years, 500, something like that.
What was Bogarts's?
Bogarts was 11 at 275-ish, I think.
Yeah, it's gonna be higher than that.
Oh, no. Soto's not going to be Ohtani level.
Not even close.
But he'll definitely be 500 million, I think.
Yeah. He's going to get and there's no way the Sox, like back in the day, I heard this from Carabas. He was like, back in the day, and it makes so much sense. You know, every single player like that, you'd be like, oh, the Sox might pay him.
Oh, yeah.
And now it's like 0% chance.
Mm-hmm.
Sure, the cat.
Oh, 100%. Yeah. Cat.
Cat's meowing at me.
But yeah, no, they just until this ownership group sells the team, there's just no way, at least I think, that they're gonna break the bank for anyone. Like we're just past those days. Like you heard that they were supposedly in on Yamamoto from the Dodgers. They never released the offer, but like from what some of the beat reporters were saying or some of the baseball heads were saying, I think Yamamoto got 10 years and 330, something like that.
Yeah.
They were offering him like 7 years and like 180.
Yeah.
Like it, they're just not going to give these long-term deals anymore, like the 10-year deals. And for like the big fish free agents, that's what it's going to take. They want 10 years. Like even if they're 30, they're going to want 10 or 12 years. And Red Sox just won't do that.
What do you think What do you think Bregman's gonna get?
Bregman? Well, Bregman's reportedly linked to the Red Sox. So
no fucking way. How? No, he's
they
not.
They need a right-handed bat. Bregman's at third base. The talk is that they move Devers to first. But then
just put him at DH, man.
Yes, exactly. Devers should be a DH.
He's Poppy.
But like you said, they should trade Yoshida, or they should just put him. They should trade Yoshida.
Yeah. Like for anything.
Yeah. No. Yeah. But anyway.
Actually, would that be a good signing though? Would you sign Bregman to like a big contract?
I don't want Bregman. I think that Bregman is past his prime.
He is. He had a terrible year.
He did, and like honestly, like before the COVID year,
what was Bregman's? Hold on, keep going. I'm just looking up.
Before the COVID year, Bregman was like one of the best players in baseball. Like I think like 2019, he had like 41 home runs. Like he hit like over 300. Like he was like a MVP candidate that year, if not like, and he finished in the top 3 in the voting. Ever since the COVID year, he's fallen off a cliff.
I mean, he had a 4.1 WAR, which is
this year he had a 4.1 WAR,
which is okay.
That's better than I expected.
Yeah, which is okay.
But yeah, he's just not the same.
This year he batted. Get this fucking ad out of here. He batted 260.
Yeah, gross.
How many home runs? 26. He had 41 dingers in 2019, dude.
Exactly. That's what I said. The 2019 year.
Yeah.
Like that was his last good year.
He had 41 dingers in 2019. 2020 doesn't count. 2021, he must have been hurt because he had 156 games played in 2019. So his last like real season was 2022, where he had 23 dingers. 2023, 25. This year, 26 dingers. And so, yeah, so he had 2 injuries back to back in 2021 and 2022. I mean, in 2020 and 2021.
So yeah, no, Bregman is just not the same player that he was when
he's 30, and he already said bye to Houston. He was like, yeah, thank you, Houston, because he knows he's not getting.
Yeah. And like
I'll take him. He's basically like Trevor Story, dude. It's gonna be him and Trevor Story both getting hurt, and then it's gonna be the same fucking guy.
And I don't want that. I've already had the Trevor Story experience. Get me off the Trevor Story ride. I no longer want to be on Trevor
when
Story.
we signed Trevor Story, I was like, yeah, he's gonna get hurt.
Yeah.
And what did he do?
With Bregman too.
He's how many games has he played as a Red Sox?
Story? Well, Story played a decent amount
in April.
No. In 2022 when we signed him, he played like all the way up until August or September, I think it was. Then he got hurt. 2023 hurt.
He
2024.
dove. I remember. I think I watched every one of his injuries live because I was like, yeah, let's go Sox. And then he would like dive for a fucking ball and like break his shoulder, and I was like, God damn it, the season's over. I was like, God damn it. And then we got to put Rafaela, who's nasty, at shortstop, even though he's a fucking outfielder.
Yeah. No, the team's great. Like, what a wonderful spot the Red Sox are in right now. You know where they're in? They're in purgatory.
They're in Orioles mode or Rays. Like back,
I want to be in Orioles mode.
Dude, that's the thing. We're basically, well, you want to be in Orioles mode who hasn't won a fucking, they play, I was going to bring this up earlier. They play 162 games to be like this nasty team. And then they go to this new playoff system and score 1 run in 2 games. And now it's in 2 days, 2 nights, they're out. 162 games means nothing, brother. You're fucking out of here. In 2 days.
At least they made the playoffs.
Who fucking cares at that point?
Oh, I care.
If the Sox made it and it was literally 2 days and I was like, they scored 1 fucking run. It's the same thing as now. It's the same thing.
Man, I agree to disagree. I would have rather watched those playoff games and like sweated it out.
You would have liked to watch the Sox score 1 run in 2 nights after watching the entire 162 game schedule.
That's 1 more run than they've scored going into
That's a one run, dude. 1 run in 2 nights. It literally took 2 days for these motherfuckers to just be like, yeah, season's over.
If you're going to be Captain Hindsight, then yeah, I mean, there's a lot of decisions that I did back when I was like 18 that I don't want to do now. Like, you know, like I want the thrill.
There was zero thrill about those games.
Yes, but like before first pitch, Orioles fans were living the life. They were good. They were having a good time. They were probably liquored up, having a good time.
Good point.
Afterwards, yeah, no, I wouldn't be happy.
You wouldn't be fucking happy. Yeah, they had 162 games to get knocked out in 2 nights and scoring 1 motherfucking run off of your number 8 hitter who hit a dinger. Number 8 hitter who hits a fucking dinger. And you're like, okay, yeah, this team's nasty. No, they suck again. After I think they're going to be fucking nasty. Fucking assholes.
They'll be better next year. Unlike the Red Sox, I think they're going to go nowhere.
Oh, no. I think the Sox are making the offs next year.
Well, then you better hope that Roman Anthony, Kyle Teal, Marcelo Mayer, and Christian Campbell. Better hope they all perform.
They might not even fucking start the opening day roster, man.
I mean, I need one of them to get me pumped.
I don't think so. I think we're going to trade at least one of them, which kind of sucks, but we need an arm. I don't think any of them are making the opening day roster. Rafael is nasty. Please, wait, we need to re-sign Tyler O'Neill. I love Tyler O'Neill, even though he's terrible defensively. He's so bad. He's so bad against the monster, dude. But, dude, he hits absolute fucking tanks. He has the biggest arms I've ever seen.
No, he does. He does. All right, yeah, I'm aboard with that. But my big overall point is that they need to sign big name players or make big name trades. I don't think that they will. I think if they signed one of the like Corbin Burns, who's probably not going to resign with Baltimore,
I'd
Blake
take him.
Snell, I'll take him.
Take
They signed like Max Fried, like Shane Bieber. Like there's a bunch of big names out there, like Michael Lorenzen, who could make them instantly better. But until that they show that they're willing to pay, they won't get any of these guys.
They
and I
won't.
just don't, like, and that just bums me out as a fan.
We might be
There's nothing-
fucked.
Yeah, like there's nothing more I hate as a sports fan than cheap owners who won't pay for players. And we have that in, with the Red Sox. It just sucks. It's so demoralizing just considering where they were.
Yeah, they used to pay fucking everyone. Look at Johnny Damon.
Yeah, exactly. They paid Carl Crawford and Adrian Gonzalez. Carl Crawford's one of the worst signings I think ever.
And Pablo Sandoval. No, Pablo Sandoval.
Pablo Sandoval. Good segue. Speaking of large cartoonish animal figures, Kung Fu Panda, Pablo Sandoval. We're gonna get into some pop culture stuff. What do you think of Moo Deng? I love Moo Deng personally.
So I thought Moo Deng was a male until today.
Oh, then you learned.
So yeah, that was big news for me. I watched the did you watch SNL last week? It was like the
Yes, I did. Yeah.
with Moo Deng on Weekend Update.
Yes.
Yeah, that was kind of funny. Talking shit about Chapel Roan.
Yeah. Who, by the way, goes.
Chapel Roan or Sabrina Carpenter?
Chaperone.
Ooh. Chapel Roan or Dua Lipa?
Chaperone.
Ooh. Chapel Roan or Gracie Abrams?
Chaperone. I don't even know who Gracie Abrams is.
Murray said he doesn't know who that is.
What?
Pink Pony Club.
I'm gonna keep on dancing.
By the Pink Pony Club.
But yeah, no, I think that Chaperone, by the way, who has come under a lot of fire recently. Not gonna lie. So Haley introduced me to her last year, and I was just like, I have no idea who this is. I don't really care about her. But then I think it's when Hot to Go started to become popular, started to listen to a lot of her stuff, and I'm like, she's got bops, like a lot of bops.
She
Like,
does.
she's good. Yeah.
HOTTDOG.
Oh, you can hot dog.
Hot dog.
But no, I did see that new SNL, and I when I first watched it, I didn't think that they were making fun of Chaperone. I just thought it was just Moo Deng being Moo Deng. But no, it was there's some good commentary.
It was pretty hilarious.
But no, Moo Deng. Well, have you heard about Nibby the Beaver?
No, but I heard about the penguin. Pesto.
Oh, Pesto. Pesto also goat. I love how
Who's better, Moo Deng or Pesto?
I love how they're slowly forming like the Avengers of like these oversized cute animals.
I know, right?
You got Pesto the penguin, Moo Deng, Nibby the beaver. There's someone else out there. But no, you want to talk about Sabrina Carpenter going into this podcast? She was in the TD Garden the other day. What do you think about Sabrina Carpenter? She's also been on a meteoric rise.
I kind of love her.
Yeah. What do you love about
her? Her performance.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. What don't you like about her? Espresso?
I love Sabrina Carpenter. She had the songs of the summer. Espresso was the song of the summer.
Yeah, it was. Didn't that win at the MTV Music Award? Yeah, the VMAs.
Yeah, song of the summer.
One song of the summer. She's great.
She is, and she's is clearly working late.
Because she's a stripper.
because she's a singer.
Stripper. That's the real lyrics.
Oh, is it really?
No.
Yeah.
I'm working late because I'm a stripper.
Oh, kind of lost my train of thought there.
Yeah, that's why.
Oh. Do you plan on seeing the new Joker movie?
I've heard bad things.
That was my point.
I've heard bad things.
I've heard it was terrible.
I heard it was very bad. I kind of like Lady Gaga as an actress too.
I love Lady Gaga. She's great.
Just call her Gaga.
Yeah. Yeah, Lady Gaga.
Lady Gaga. Not Gaga.
Yeah, no, Lady Gaga.
It's not Leviosa. It's Leviosa.
Lady Gaga. But like that bums me out because like I've always maintained ever since I watched the first Joker movie, I'm like, it's the best movie I will never see again. Because it was well done.
Dude, you're so right. You're so right. I haven't seen it twice.
Yep. Best movie I'll never see again. It was fantastic. But like just really weird. Like really weird. Like uncomfortably weird. And like
it was like disturbing.
Yeah, exactly. It was disturbing.
But like in like a good way though. It like
Yeah, right. But like so when I saw that they were making a sequel and it was gonna be Lady Gaga, and I'm like, oh.
You gotta stop calling her that.
That actually wasn't on purpose. But I thought it was gonna be like really good movie, and like I convinced Haley, I'm like, oh, this is gonna be like a musical, and like this is gonna be really good. And she's like, oh, like I love Lady Gaga, like it's gonna be great. And then I saw the reviews for it, and I'm like, ooh, I don't know if I want to see it anymore. Like,
you gotta see it though.
Just comes down. Well, like I don't want to pay money to see it. Like, here's my philosophy. I will not pay money to see something that everyone says is terrible. I will wait until I can watch it for free.
So you're molded by the public.
Yes, I'm 100%. Colin, I'm for sale. If you want to buy me, I'll be bought. Whatever you want.
Fair enough.
Like that's how I operate. But like, just like one negative review, like I'm just like, okay. Like because there's a couple of things that have like negative reviews that I like. Like there's a couple Marvel movies that got panned by the critics, and I'm like, I actually think they're like okay, like they're pretty decent. But like everything that I've seen about this movie has been like worst sequel ever made.
Yeah.
Like this movie is pretending to be something that it's not. Like they abandoned like what made it good from the first movie. Like I just have no interest in paying to see that.
Yeah, dude. That's a good point. I haven't been to the movies in a fucking long time. And
Deadpool.
You brought up Marvel, and we used to rip the Marvel movies all the time. And I think the last Marvel movie I saw in the theater was Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness. So I'm so far behind.
Years ago.
Yeah, I'm so far behind on Marvel. Like, we used to be dedicated to fucking Marvel. Like, I haven't seen Loki season 2. I haven't seen any of that. Like, I think after that movie, I was like, I'm not interested anymore. I'm like, what the fuck happened? Like, I used to love those fucking movies. Like, we used to go to fucking the movies all the time, man. Yeah. We show the movies all the time, man. And then, like, after that movie, I was like, I don't know what happened. Maybe it's because I got married or... No, I'm not blaming that. I think it's the fucking movies. Like, I was like, no. I don't know if I got like busy or something, but like, dude, no, I was all about the Marvels, and then so, Ben and his cousin Ben, So him and his wife came over tonight. We watched Golden Bachelorette, which is hilarious. Love that. It's fucking hilarious. But he said that they're watching the Marvel movies. And I was like, fuck yeah. And then he goes, I was like, wait a minute. Are you watching it release order or chronological? What do you think he said?
Chronological?
Yep. And I was like, that is not the way to go.
No.
I was like, you gotta do release. You gotta do it by the release. And he was like, and then Emma talked shit to me. She was like, no, don't tell him how to watch movies. I'm like, I'm just telling you, it's better because the end scenes, the cut scenes don't make sense if you watch it chronologically.
Literally, yeah.
Doesn't make sense. And then he said that. He was like, oh, yeah, actually, that makes sense because we just watched Captain Marvel. And we're looking at Fury, who's, like, in space. I'm like, yeah, that happened so long ago. Like, that happened so much further in the future. But, like, I got to get back on the Marvel train, man.
Yeah, you do. I mean, it hasn't been terrible. I mean, like, as I mentioned in the last pod, the new Deadpool movie is awesome.
Yep, fantastic. You did say that.
100% like a great movie. But I mean, they haven't really had anything since last year. Like, I think they've only had one Marvel project this entire year.
Really?
Yeah, I think they they have a couple TV shows, but they only have one movie.
Was Loki season 2 good? Did you watch that?
No. I like Loki season 2.
Loki season 1 I thought was my... You know what I also loved? One of the shows was, who's the mummy guy, the Egyptian guy?
Moon Knight.
Dude, yes. I loved Moon Knight. I thought Moon Knight was so fucking good.
Moon Knight was great.
Are they coming out with another one of those?
Not that I've heard of, but I don't know what Marvel's doing anymore. Marvel is...
remember at the end, was it Eternals, where Star Fox came in at the end credit scene?
Yeah.
Has he shown up yet?
No.
Isn't it Harry Styles?
It is Harry Styles.
And he hasn't shown up in anything.
No.
So what the fuck?
Yeah, exactly. They need to figure shit out. That's my point.
So Feige is kind of... losing it.
Wee bit.
I gotta say, also, since we're on the pop culture, I know we're about to wrap up soon. Lord of the Rings, Rings of Power, Season 2 was fucking phenomenal. Season 1 got a bad rap. Season 1 wasn't great. I rewatched it before season 2, and I appreciated it, and I liked it so much more on the rewatch. Like, I thought it was, like, very good on the rewatch. Season 2 was fucking sick. I watched the finale last night. It was crazy. Like, it's crazy. It actually shows, like, the forging of all the rings. Like, it's fucking... except for the Ring of Power. And it's fucking crazy. Like, it's so sick. Like, Sauron is like a human. It's fucking crazy. I give a lot of praise to season 2 of Rings of Power. I thought it was fucking phenomenal. It's so good. It's so fucking good. And it brings you back to, like, because it's not competing. So that was a big thing with season 1 too, was it came out at the same time of season 1 of House of Dragon. And so everyone was comparing it to Game of Thrones. And you got to think of it like, well, Tolkien is different from Game of Thrones. Like, it's a different world. And it's a different, like, filming. It's different fucking everything. And so it got a bad rap because it was competing with Game of Thrones, House of Dragon. This second season was fucking sick. It brings you back to, like, literally, like, Lord of the Rings. Like, it's fucking sick. It's really sick. I give a lot of praise to Rings of Power season 2. It's fucking awesome.
All right, and then my TV show recommendation then, because we're gonna go TV show recommendations. Me and Hale have been watching this reality TV show. It's in its 7th season. It's called The Circle, and it's on Netflix.
I think I've heard it. Yes.
So it is fun. Like 10 people go into this like hotel, and they're all playing as an online persona. They can either go in as themselves or they can go in as a catfish. And then they have to like form alliances and then vote people out based on if they like them or not. And it's like a lot of people play as a catfish. They play as themselves. And then they vote each other out. It's like super entertaining, like the drama on that. That's on Netflix. I love that show.
Hell yeah.
Just came out with the 7th season. So if you want trashy reality TV, right there.
Love that.
Yeah. So I expect you'll be watching that next day or tomorrow, presumably. Colin.
Oh yeah, 100%.
And on that note, we will bid you a proper adieu. Thank you for listening to another edition of the Takes Out of Line podcast. You can find us on YouTube, or you can watch us live on the Couillard Twitch channel or the Kick channel. Whenever we are on, you will get a notification that Couillard or Colin is online. You can watch us then. If not, we are on YouTube. Just search Takes Out of Line. You can find us on that. But in the meantime, thanks for another wonderful back and forth, Colin, and hopefully we can do it again soon.
Oh yeah, Mary, let's get it. Love it. Thank you, guys.
Peace out, guys.